Hello, everybody.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Miss Lori, how are you?
I'm good, Brookie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
I did. Well, I sent you some pictures.
Did you get to see the video and find your picture?
Not yet.
The video's up.
I'm slacking.
So you go and find it. I've already got people saying, I saw my dinner, I saw my meal. If you sent me the pictures, I had to go through, there were about, well, 6 full minutes of just still shots so you can tell that it was over 100 pictures.
Oh,
So
wow.
I appreciate everybody doing that. And like I said, I'll be doing it at Christmas time. So if anybody forgot to do the Thanksgiving and you want to be part of the Christmas, you do see what I'm doing with that now. And it's just unity. It shows that, we had vegetarians on there. We had Hispanic meals like enchiladas for dinner. We had pizza, um, the vegan pizza, the pepperoni pizzas. We had so many different types of meals, hams, turkey, briskets. It didn't matter. Different coasts, different states. Well, hello, Sean. How you doing?
Yeah, we had a wide variety this year. And normally, Christmas we do like tacos. So, like a taco bar.
Is that with family or just you
Yeah,
and?
family.
Okay, okay. Hey,
Hmm.
Jay, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey,
Hey,
Cassie, Golden.
and Cassie, everybody. Good to see everybody. Welcome in.
Hey, Ricky, Bobby. Hey, Daniel. How you doing? I see Daniel everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's ever came to my channel, but I do see him everywhere, and he's always seems to be a pretty cool person. Hey, Scooter.
Scooter, good to see you.
Well, we
Salute.
appreciate that, Scooter.
Save the bun, son.
Oh God, not the bunny buns man's here. Hot cross buns. That is Stacks on the
Bun's
top of
gone
his
wild.
head. Yep. When he shakes his hair, oh my God, he looks like Alicia Queef.
Wait, what?
That's his nickname. He's Alicia Queef when he has his hair down, and he knows it. And yes, I said that right. Alicia Queef. Hey, Jen. Hey, Victoria. Denise.
I'd keep on camera, but my kid's here, so I gotta be safe.
Yep.
Um, you
Safety
want to start
first.
with the topic, or hey Jay?
Sure. Well, we couldn't remember if we had a topic about how pressures that we put on men in society today. So we're going to start with that. So be patient with us because I know we talked about the differences oh, I know what it was, Bert. We talked about the roles that men and women both had growing up that were different roles, but
Right.
not the pressures. Scotty Too Hottie, I need you to reach out to me on IG, please. You won a prize and I have to get your address. So can you send it to me on IG, please? So I can get it mailed. Put a one if you heard me.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Cassie.
Hi, happy birthday, Cassie. Wait a minute. I thought Cassie's birthday was when the concert was because that's why she bought herself a ticket.
She celebrated. Vinny's was then.
Okay, I thought they were close together. All right. Hey, Landon, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Upstate Audits. Okay, I don't know who that is, but welcome.
Hey, Upstate. Hey, Darrell. Ford.
Well, you saw
Everybody.
your
Good to
picture,
see you.
Ricky Bobby. Well, I'm glad. Like I said, if you sent me a picture, go check out the video on my page. It dropped the Thanksgiving one, and I bet you'll find your pictures. So, hey George, how you doing?
Jorge.
He doesn't like that. I asked him if he wanted me to say Jorge or George, and he said George is fine.
I
Leave
only
it at
say
George.
it because of
It
the
aggravates him.
the inside shit. Like,
Oh,
well, like
okay.
when I first met him, well, when we first crossed paths, I should say. Not
Scotty,
met, but yeah.
he has a hard time. Everybody knows reading his IG. Everybody will tell you, send it to me. I'm going to be doing all the stuff, mailing and everything. So send it to me, and I will make I'll get it because I've answered your text before. So just send me your address, and I'll take care of it. So with working and stuff, sometimes he gets so behind. I've already made sure all the PayPal's are out, the money, and I've got already half the packages mailed of the winners. So I just need the last few addresses. So if you'll send it to me, I appreciate it. Hey, Crystal, Janie, how you doing? Pitbull, Mama, how you doing? So, all right. So we thought today we would talk about the men, how hard it is for us to have male children, and they have to grow up. Especially in the past, it was fine, but in today's society, it's gotten worse for them.
They're definitely going to be built different.
Yeah, but I raised my son not to be built different. I wanted him to have that same compass, his own version of what masculinity is. But for me as having a little boy as and raising him up, right?
Yes. Hey, Jamie.
Okay, glad to know that. So happy birthday, Cassie. Um, I raised him to just be a kid. I didn't put boy or girl. I mean, he was a boy. I didn't believe in, but he was raised as a boy, but he was allowed to be a kid, go out and play, have fun. I didn't start showing him or like, all right, from the time you're 5, you're a man. You're not going to be able to cry. You're not showing. I don't believe in that. Let them be a kid as long as they can. Adult is going to slap them upside the head, adulthood very fast. Puberty starts, you start training, teaching them ways of being what the future as a man is going to hold. But just the society norms. It wasn't until he hit 16 and it was or 15, it was like, all right, this is what you want. You want all these extras. When you're 16, you're going to get a job. This is what you're going to get from mom and dad, but you want the extras like the gold chains and the matching hat, tennis shoes from head to toe. Those extras you're going to get. I'm going to make sure you have the clothes you want on your body that you need for school, for summer, for winter, your shoes you want, but the extras, accessories, you're going to have to earn it yourself. So he
Right.
mowed grass. He did all kinds of things like asking if there's things around the house or going to other people's. Is there windows I could wash? He became very independent at 15. 16, he got his job. Um, Played sports. I still told him just because you're working, go have fun, do your sports. 17, it was teaching him how to start doing laundry because he's getting ready for college. You got to learn how to do laundry, make some simple meals, teach him how to start being independent because he was going all the way to a private university where we're still active duty military. I didn't know if we'd be back overseas or what. He needed to be able to take care of himself because mama couldn't follow him. So, and he did very well and he's excelled because of that. Where I babied my daughter and yeah, it didn't work out
Yeah.
so good. We think of women back then that little girls are, they're princesses. And, she was my last one. I knew she was going to be my last. So I babied her and you can't. I should have. I mean, I still did the same rules, 16, get a job, you want extra. But I was more, me and Tim were more lenient with her because she just was shyer and seemed like she just didn't have that drive. And instead, I should have been harder on her to kick her butt into having that motivation and that drive. But you learn. I tried to raise them the same way, and you got to remember they're not the same children.
Yeah. Yeah. But you also want to make sure that how ours or how yours is raised is how they're going to raise theirs.
Yep.
Keep it going. Because that's if that cycle breaks, then I can only imagine what it's going to be like. It's just
Now, while
like Jay.
yours is
He's
younger,
glad that yeah.
how are you doing your son like right now at where his age, you don't tell his age, but on the stages for your son getting ready for adulthood before we go to adulthood with our sons, what are you doing for him?
I mean, I pretty much just do it how I was taught. You know, like he'll help out whenever you need him to.
Right.
The thing with today though is electronics. It wasn't as big as whenever I was growing up as it is now.
Hey, Shangy.
But he's not. At least he's not afraid to go outside and play. Like,
Yes.
I mean, and then trying to keep him away from you know things that aren't healthy
Do
or
you let
people
him,
in that surrounding.
are you trying to start now at with him being a kid, let him be a kid, or are you trying to install adulthood man things already on him, like you're the
Oh,
man
no,
of the
no, he's
house, you
he's definitely a kid, but he'll say
good.
that he is. Yeah, he goes around
Yeah.
saying that though.
Yeah. And then as adulthood, because I know you're not there yet, um, men, as soon as they become 18, it doesn't matter where they're at, they're expected. And you know what, us women are guilty of it. Think, even today's society, they want, women want to be independent, they want to be
Mhm.
the strong, they want to believe that they are just as strong and can do what a man can do. But yet when they're dating, they expect the man to
To
pay for the
provide.
meals,
Mhm.
yep, pay for the dates, buy them nice things. When they get together, they live together, where you're supposed to pay the bills, you're the man. So that independence is only good when it comes to them wanting to be paid, or it suits their needs. But when they want something, it's the man's responsibility.
Right.
So this fake toxic masculinity is bullshit. You want a man to
Mhm.
provide for you, but he can't provide too much. You want a
Right.
man to protect you, but he can't be muscle, because that's toxic.
Right.
You
Take
know,
limits.
yeah, uh, I am proud to be a woman. I love being a woman. I love being an independent, strong woman. But I'm going to call it out that we have, it's like men,
There's certain
women,
needs.
yeah. When a man compliments a woman, do you know if there's another woman next to her that didn't get the compliment, then she's going to cry, oh, that's sexual assault. He just sexually, verbally assaulted you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty petty now. Hey,
It
smart mouth.
is. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. If you're not attractive, is he supposed to lie? I thought you wanted honesty in today's society. You want people to be honest, but then
You
you
would
got
think
hurt
so, yeah.
feelings. Yeah. So, how are you going to handle that with your son, to deal with that the way it's going?
Man, that's so far ahead, I don't even wanna think about that yet. Jeez.
But it faster than you think. Trust me.
I know.
I'm watching my grandson all over in today's society, and
They're about the same age. I'll
okay.
say that. Yep.
I am
Yep.
so grateful that we're in a red state. I'm going to say that, and I already had promised my grandson's dad that if somehow it changes and out of the blue Louisiana becomes blue, I'll pay for uh, special school or online school. I will make sure he doesn't have to grow up like that. I'm raising him, and so is his dad, as a boy. He wants to play outside. I'd rather him be outside. I don't buy the toys, the gadgets where it takes all the batteries and it has to be connected to the internet. No, he's got the old fashioned drums, the toys that he has to build and that stimulate his mind.
Yeah, me and mine just did a bunch of Legos the other day, and, like, that's what we did, like, I made, like, a little park backyard type thing, and, like,
Teach
he
him.
added little Lego people to it and stuff, like, he just showed me, I was like, "Oh, that's so cute," like so, I mean, like, it's stuff like that. I don't know, we've always done creative stuff.
Do you guys do puzzles and stuff together too?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and with him being in school, it kinda helps, to
Yep.
for patience wise, you know what I mean?
Oh
So,
yeah.
but
I just
now
don't think kids
yeah.
should be in the house. Now, when it's cold enough outside certain times that the kids are going to be in the house. Hey, rock on. So, with them being in the house during the cold days, let them have their electronics. But if that weather is at least 50 and it's not raining and you have jackets, get them outside, let them play. I mean, everybody's seen my front and backyard. I've got playground equipment in both sets. My yard is full. But I want to engage his, not only his mind, but his creative side. I want to do the physical side too.
Well, like, there's no imagination now. Like, people don't really have an imagination, and, like, when I was growing up, that's kind of what we lived off of, like,
Yep.
for real. So, yeah, I definitely get that. You have to have creativity to even kinda succeed anymore, to be honest. You gotta start thinking outside of boxes because that one way isn't always gonna be the way.
I buy him toys. You know those cars that come with the gadgets that you could take apart? He loves taking apart his toys. Even when they're not meant to be, you will see they're taken apart. And he just wants to see what's inside. So I do not know. There it is. Okay. Um, so he wants to take it apart, explore it, and he's okay with not putting it back together, because once he's taken it apart and realizes, okay, this is what it's about. Okay, I'm done. Bring me the next one.
Right, yeah.
And I just
See,
put it
most
back
of the ones that
together.
we would do, we would frame.
Okay.
Um but they were like the little, but now that he's where he's at, I think we can kind of extend that like to like the 101 or 50, maybe
Yep.
now. But yeah, most of them were like the 15, 20 something. So, hey,
Okay.
smart mouth.
And see, Jackson, he doesn't like the Legos. He likes the blocks, the building blocks.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that way, because he builds it. And then, hey, smart mouth, he wants to get it as high as possible. And then he'll get his indoor plastic bat. And he loves to come in and he'll go rawr, and he'll just like he's Godzilla or one of the dinosaurs or something, and he'll take his dinosaur or something and he'll just destroy it like it's he's conquering Tokyo or something like the
That's awesome.
movies. Or line them up and count them. I don't know if your son likes to count, but he'll line up all his toys and all around his carpet, and then he'll throw stuff in the center of it, and then he'll go around and he'll count them one by one, and he just loves math.
Yeah, actually, mine's starting to enjoy that, to be honest. Especially when you're throwing like the ball.
Yep.
That between doing that and the ABC song, or funny thing is, I actually taught him how to do the cha-cha slide recently. He likes to dance. So we did
Yes.
that and the hokey pokey and just stuff like that. And then you'll have him like be in the shower or something. He'll be singing like whatever song we just danced to or whatever. It's kind of funny. But for him to do the cha-cha, it's pretty cute. Can't lie.
He'll watch his cartoons and like all the theme songs, like let's say Paw Patrol. And he'll be like, and I'll go and I'll grab his hand and we'll just start dancing together and he'll just be giggling. Hey, Loki. And Dobbs, hey, you doing, Dobbs? And just having a good old time, just having the best time. And that laugh, that
Hey,
giggle, it
Ricky's.
just warms my heart. And Tim's getting to hear Papa now. He'll just go around pop, 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 pop. So yeah, yeah, they're just so amazing at this age. And there are so many parents that are so frustrated. You're hectic, you're running around. I'm going to tell you from experience, value and treasure every moment, even when you're tired and you're like, oh, I wish they go to bed. They want to snuggle. Take that extra snuggle because I'm going to tell you, come 13, even 10, 12, 13,
Mhm.
they're not going to want that huggle anymore. That snuggle, I said huggle. I'm combining a hug with a snuggle, guys. A new word, huggle. They're not going to want to huggle with you anymore, and you're going to miss it. And every once in a while they will, but it's not. They throw themselves at you now under the age of 10. And I know sometimes you're like, come on, go, stop and treasure, because you know what my mom used to tell, oh, it's going to go fast, Lord. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've got 18 years. Yeah.
Yeah, you blink and it's just like, where did it go? And
Yeah.
that is true. And like I said, mine's about the same age as your grandbaby, and I'll tell you, it's like, damn, where'd it go?
He was just a newborn.
I'm telling you, I'm
I
telling
just
you.
took him from my daughter. I helped the doctor. I cut the cord and I held him first and put him in. Thank you, Jen. I put him in his arms or in her arms. And it just, that bond was instant. And watching him now where he's at, and I'm like, no, stop. And I can't. It's not fair to him. He's got to grow, but I appreciate that, everybody. I do. So, but we're living for what was brought to us, not what we lost, but what we gained. So, hey, Kayla, how you doing?
Yeah, it's crazy to talk about that though, because at work today I was talking about it with a lady, and she was born kind of in the 30s, 40s,
Wow.
uh,
Okay.
or wait, no, 40s to 50s. My bad. Born
Okay.
in the 40s to 50s, and her mom was the early 20s. So she was young. Like they were young. Well, they were talking. She was telling me about, you know, eloping and how things are so different now. And of course, she's a widow and everything. And it's just crazy to start thinking about that kind of stuff, like how they were raised, and then how we were raised, and then how my parents were raised. Like
Yes.
it's. And she was telling, like, because factory work was the only work back then.
Yep.
And if you weren't serving in the army or whatnot, then factory work. And
Yep.
then Now you barely have factories.
You had coal
Everything's
mine. You
yeah.
had the coal mining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, well,
Yeah.
here,
Oh,
yeah,
where you're at. Yeah. But I mean,
yeah,
back then, you think about the 20s, you're right. There were only very few jobs available for even the men back then. So it was a competition based on skill, not education. It's how hard you worked and also who you knew because, you know, during the hard times. And it's just amazing that, my grandmother and even my mom, who's only 16 years older than me, but she was
and mud
raised
digger.
that her job was to grow up. She was allowed to go finish school, which in the older days, as soon as a husband wanted to marry them, they were married off. Education wasn't important. But my mom was, you're going to finish high school. My grandfather was, even though he was old school, it was, you're going to get an education. I don't want you married before you're an adult. You know what I mean? But then after the education, marriage would have been the next step, children and stuff. Where
Right.
now, even when I was being raised by my mom, it wasn't that. Just those short years from when she was born, 16 years later, she had me, and it was like school, do for yourself, depend on yourself before you settle down. She didn't want me to get married and anything young like she did. And I got married young, but I broke the cycle of teenage pregnancy from my grandmother and my mom. I didn't. So, I graduated high school, started college, joined the military, all kinds of stuff that was never open and available to our grandparents or our moms.
Do you think men suffer from mental health more now or before?
I think now there's more pressures on them. They're not allowed to be men. They're supposed to cry, but then they're pussies if they cry. They're not supposed to have muscles, but then they're sissies if they don't have a muscle. They're toxic if they have to defend or fight, but then they're pussies if they don't fight. I think there's just so much stress on the men that they're not allowed to just be themselves, but yet we're demanding we're allowed to be ourselves. So I do think the mental health is more the men from the if you, honestly between the 20s and the 50s, that this generation, this gap in those that 30-year time frame, I think is a lot harder than what even men in their 60s and older went through mentally.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Terry. And see, I don't want a man that cries every time he watches a romantic film with me. I don't want a man who cries because he's not feeling good or his tummy hurts. But I do want sometimes if there was an issue, like you guys are fighting or you guys are dating, and and something's going to happen, and he wants you to know how much he cares about you or something. Every once in a while, just letting you know that they are invested emotionally to you, to me, is sexy. I don't want no crybaby
I mean,
sissy.
yeah, like that. Yeah. Well, but I also want somebody that's going to show me the real them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the real side, like the emotional side. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
For
not
sure.
cry at the drop of a dime like a sissy.
Oh, we all know somebody that does that. But yeah.
I enjoy my toxic masculinity. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I don't find it toxic. I like it. I've always liked it. To me, it's confidence, it's sexy, and hey, sexy husband, how you doing? So I want everybody to know, you all hear me calling T Dameron my hubby. Everybody's seen it. So for the new people who don't know, because T Dameron is a woman, we are friends, but she used to be accused of being Tim's troll account. Even though everybody knew she had been on panels and she was a woman, she was accused from our haters that T Dameron was really Tim as a troll account. So
Well,
we
that's
we embraced it. So for the last year, she's my hubby and I'm her wife, and we've just embraced it. Like, you want to be that dumb, we're
hey
going to
Terry.
play on your stupidity. And that's where
Right.
that comes from. So if you're like, why does she call him her husband? What the hell? That is why, guys. That's the story between T Dameron and my friendship.
Sometimes
That's
it's easier just to run with it, but
it
like the
is.
stuff that we just had to go through, like that whole buddy thing, that shit's a headache.
Oh,
But
I'm
some
so
things like the yeah, I get what you're saying though, because those are kind of fun to run with because then they're like, "Wait, what?" You know, like,
Yep.
it really shows how stupid y'all are, just saying, but,
Hey, PDX.
yeah.
Hey, Vinny. It is, and it's fun. I don't mind fun. It's well, I'm not a troll, but I guess it's a fun troll for me and T that we do this for each other. We're trolling each other. I don't mind trolling our friends and doing stuff like that.
Right. Thanks, Becky.
I am not a troll. I've said it. I don't do what the Workivers does. I wouldn't even know how to start or try to be a troll. I'm just too blunt and I would be busted instantly. I just would be busted. And so yeah, I know you think menace, but
I
I'm
don't know,
glad to
you
have
did
my
pretty
nephew
well,
back.
actually. You did pretty well.
He threw me into that. Okay. They did not tell me that they were trolling Mocon at first. Tim forgot.
Wait, I knew before you? That's crazy.
Yes. Menace thought I knew. So when I saw him attacking everybody. I was like, whoa, slow your roll. What the F are you doing? And he's like, yeah, I need you to keep this up. And I'm like, what? Oh, shit. Because it's too late. And honestly, I guess I had to be in the dark because everybody knows I'm going to go after anybody who attacks Tim or our family. I'm going to go up there. I don't care if you're a man or female. So they needed me to be in the dark. So when I found out, Menace didn't know I was in the dark though. Everybody else did. Me and HBR found out
Hey,
on the
Smith.
stage that night. It took HBR he said about 10, 20 minutes to figure it out too, till he read the private chat.
Oh, wow. That's
Menace
good.
IG'd me and he's like, I need you to keep this up. And then I go into the damn chat and I'll be like, you know what, Menace, just sit down, get on your knees. I didn't unzip Tim's pants for you or Mogun to speak.
That's a great. Hey, I don't know how much shit we had to talk, but that's not the first time I've had to do that. You know, like me and him have to like, be like that
Yes.
to one another because we've had to do it before.
Yep.
But it does weave out a lot of shit. Like you do get a lot accomplished doing it. I'm not gonna lie, you do.
He got so in his feelings hurt, he's already did a diss track against Menace. It's on his community
Not even
page.
24 hours.
Oh, he did it early this morning. It was on the community page. I got tagged. That's the
That's
only reason I
great.
knew we were all, or people were tagged. So it's on the community page, Menace, a snippet. Hell yeah, I like being in
Hi,
control.
Risky.
I
Hey,
had to
Robbie.
be. With Tim deployed so many times and in the field, I had to be the mom, the dad, the grandma, the grandpa, the aunts, the uncles, and it shows. Look at how many ants I am to how many people. Hey, Ivy, how you doing? First time here, huh? Okay. Well, thank you, T Dan, for doing both streams. We're islands in the stream. But a lot of people found out the same night I did. We were me, HBR, most of the chat. And it because I went up there and I guess it was so and because it was believable, because I believed it for a minute, my IG blew up and they were like, it's on for Menace. I was like, oh my God, Menace is a dead man in the community. He's gonna be that's it. Nobody's gonna fuck with Menace anymore. And I was literally, it's a troll, it's a troll, it's a troll. Hit me up on IG. I was in chats trying to get people to know Menace wasn't really a traitor. And I had to do more work behind the scenes than they did in front.
Do they make you nervous? Do you hate those cupcakes?
Oh, please, no, no. What did you do? Yeah, I know, right? So give me a little dollop. Hey, Tex, how you doing? Hey,
Sorry, I had
Jonathan.
to. I had to. Somebody mentioned it, so I had to do it.
I was accused of going into a panic on mine and Brookie's show the first time she showed her cupcakes. That I literally went, oh, when it was a joke, and I was teasing. Hey, Meg, I was literally teasing her. We were talking about I think it was about sex stuff, but not like like we were talking about being accused of sex stuff.
Right, right, right.
And she flashed her cupcakes, and I deliberately over exaggerated and went, "Oh my God, you just flashed," because it looked like titties at first, and I was like, "You just poured Belters."
That's what they are, though, Lori.
I
That's
know
what
what
they
they're.
are, though. I mean,
I know.
they are. But I get what you're saying. But yeah, and the number one person that's telling you that they hate seeing us together is the one who hates it the most.
Uh, actually, well, our Stan, our hater, is the one who said that I got so triggered by your cupcakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're the ones that hit it the
Yeah.
most.
So
They
it's
talk
funny.
about it every time.
So flash your cupcakes, be all about
I
letting
will.
those cupcakes hang out freely. And you know what's funny is we've all have seen Jasmine. I on your panel, I revealed the real
Hello.
Jasmine, right?
Yes.
We've seen the real Seeper. Um, most of us do show our face. You have been on camera, but they're like, oh, she hides behind her mic. You literally stood up one of our first shows together behind outside of your mic to show people that you weren't fat. And I just think that we get
Hey,
hated
DJ
on.
Funk.
I get hated on about skinny jeans. Why? Because I can wear them at 50 and rock them. I'm sorry that
I
I
mean, they're
believe in
pretty
the gym.
popular.
Yeah, but I go to the gym. I eat right. Hey, Dugan, how you doing, brother? Hey, rock on. Ford, Meg, how you doing, sister? So I know, and Menace. A lot of people got mad, like Jonathan, is they felt bad because he came at me, and I guess that's what really, like, that's it. And I had people that I thought would have guessed it and seen through it, and they're like, is this for real? Because if it's not, and I'm like, it's not for real.
Oh, I've had people message me and I was like, I don't know. I just kept saying I don't know because I didn't want to ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like,
Well,
I don't
thank
know
you,
what's going on.
Scratching. I appreciate that. I'm actually 53. I'm not even going to take 3 years off my age. I'm 53 and I love it. So JR is working. He wasn't pissed. Golden, he was actually in on it. JR knew. JR knew about the troll before he went up on panel. I promise you, Golden. I talked to JR because he was pissed. He's like, Lori, I'm going after. I was like, it's a troll. And he's like, all right, I'm glad because I was going to hurt his feelings. I was like, it's good. He knew. And then Ford was going in, and I was like, Ford. He's like, Lori, I know. I was like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Brookie's
Yeah.
fading
Everybody
in and
loves
out.
cupcakes.
So I truly don't. I'm more of a meat eater. I'm a carnivore. I'm not really into the cupcakes per se, but I've got cupcakes too. So
What about those?
see, I'm not a sweet person, so I still don't like your
Sweet
cookies.
person, but yet you made the most sweetest thing ever, which is cinnamon rolls.
I do those for Tim and the baby. I don't do them for me.
Ah, see, uh
And
huh.
people kept asking me for desserts and stuff, and I'm like, I don't eat desserts. Now, every once in a while, those honey sweet barbecue by Lay's, the spicy Carolina,
Uh huh.
I can tear into a little bowl of those for sure. But even those bananas that I made, it was for Tim. I like my fresh fruit with a little Cool Whip or a chocolate syrup on the side to dip it, but I'm just not, yeah, candy bars and ice creams and candies. I'm just not that big of it. So
Yeah, I'm recently started to cut off. Like, I drink a lot more water than pop. I used to have a thing for pop, but it's not like now. It doesn't even
mm-mm.
taste the same to me. Like, it just tastes flat. Like everything tastes flat. The
Yep.
more water I drink, the less I freaking want it. Like it's just one of those things.
Hey,
But
Dan
it's nice.
Houdini.
It's nice.
And I'll tell you, that's the only time I'll drink a soda, and it's very rare, is if I can't get a sweet tea, and I do a half and half sweet, half unsweet. But I'm all water, and everybody will tell you I always have a big old glass of water. I go through 5 gallons every 3 to 4 days myself. I used
Mhm.
to be a soda drinker younger, but it ages you. Um, Wearing makeup after you start hitting 30, guys, and you're hanging out, especially if you're outdoors, knock it off. You can get a nice tinted moisturizer on your face, or when you're 40, you look like some who look like they're 60, or you look 53 and you don't have all those lines. I have a couple, my laugh lines, but don't cake up all that makeup and go outside. Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, I don't wear makeup.
Dress for
Like,
yourself, not
yeah.
for others, and they'll see it. So I'll tell you, when Tim met me, I was wearing a tank top and a pair of shorts. Now, they were short shorts, I'm going to admit it, and tennis shoes at a club. I literally walked in with sneakers, a pair of short shorts, and a Mickey Mouse tank top. That's all I had on. So It's how you carry yourself. It's not necessarily. And if you show all your goodies, if they could see it all, why would they want to unwrap it? That's the secret. I always wore baggy clothes. I don't know about you, but I always would wear like 2 or 3X, and then you know what's underneath the slimmer part, they would be shocked. Or we'd go swimming and I'd take it off and I'd be in my bikini or something. And then it's like yeah, because it's only that person I want to be with that needs to know what's in the inside.
That is true.
Good
Keep a
things.
mystery.
Oh, you did not know I was a commando girl. I thought that was so gross growing up. The first time I heard it was Tim's mom. And I was like, what the hell is commando? When she said it, I was like, ooh. Exactly
It
right.
it is different, because you're always like, well, when I was growing up, which I'm a little younger, so
Yep.
my generation growing up, it was a little different of, always keep your dress down, or because like when I was little, I remember like twirling in dresses, and then you had your little like your little tights on, and I hated those things, so I would never
Yep.
wear them. So that kind of defeated the purpose, so you'd see my underwear right away. So I couldn't twirl. You got in trouble for twirling and showing off, and it's just like nowadays, like there's girls that wear things that are so short that it's kind of, yeah. I don't look forward to, yeah, having that conversation with my kid.
My mom finally caught on about when I was 10. She'd always, for some reason, I've always hated dresses. I wanted to be out climbing. I wanted to play flag football.
Facts.
I was
Yes.
just a
Yes.
tomboy, got along better with guys. And every time she'd send me to school, especially as I got older, I got smarter. She goes, okay, like 8, 9 years old, she put me in a dress for pictures or whatever. Okay. Well, I would stuff shorts. Hey, JR, I will. I would stuff shorts or a pair of pants into my book bag. And when I got to school, I would change out of my dress. And before I went
Oh,
home,
nice.
but I would slip every once in a while. And she finally caught me. And then I would get in so much trouble. But then finally she just gave up. All right, let's see.
Appreciate everybody coming in. Make
I
sure you
don't
guys check
know.
out Lori's.
JR, he's in a meeting. I promise when I'm done here, I will, if he's done with his meeting. But as soon as I find out, you will know, I promise, JR. So I got you. Okay. You're good. So, there's 100% trust. So you don't have to worry about it. So you're good. Hey, Griswold, how you doing? Carly, you hated dresses too. I can't climb a tree or do a monkey bars if I'm in a damn dress. Now, do I have a couple skirts and dresses today in my closet? Yes. I had to go to the ball in the military and stuff like. But nope. I'd rather wear my blue jeans. I'd rather be in my sweats or shorts. Even in the summer, I'll wear my jeans because this heat doesn't bother me, being down here. But I'm just not even dressing up
Yeah.
to go out. I'll wear a nice pair of jeans, but I'll wear a nice blouse or something, but not a dress.
Normally it's like funerals or something dressy,
Yes.
or when going to like the lake, had like not really a dress, but a little throwover beach, you know,
Sarong or
outfit.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But other than that, yeah, I'm like you. I like to be covered up.
JR, I've never thought that you've always followed through on everything. Hey, Rip It. Hey, Jeffrey Siegel. Um, I had a question on that, Mark, for you too. Dang it. Oh well, it'll come back to me. So, Loki, you would look good in a dress. Come on. Loki said he wore a dress once upon a time, but he was standing up. It was a kilt. He's trying to claim it, but he was standing up, and some guy came back and slapped him on the ass with that hair.
Oh, I bet.
But thank you, Red. I appreciate it. So he won't wear his skirts anymore, his kilts, because he gets slapped on the ass. And when they turn around, they're like, ew, and they back off like, my bad, dude. You're one ugly chick.
That's fucked up.
See, it's okay to roast each other. You just gotta roast it.
I mean, he did admit it.
Hey, Jeffrey. He did. He's admitted he worked. See, he says a kilt. I just say it's a dress. It's a skirt.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffrey.
Oh,
Hey,
I know what I was
Meg.
going to ask you. When were you, I know you're younger than me, but when you were in school, did your family have a hint that you were about to get into a fight or anything like that before you left for school? Did they already know, or did it just happen spontaneous?
I think I vented one time, like I was, like about a situation, but when it came down to it, nobody knew. I think my
Thanks,
brother maybe
Becky.
knew.
All
But
right.
yeah, because like we rode the bus most of the time until my brother, because my brother was older than me,
Right.
so he like we rode the bus, but we always walked down together to the bus stop, which was me, him, and a couple neighbor kids, so it wasn't just us. But so my parents were always gone before we'd go. So yeah.
I'm twisting stories. Loki said, "Sure, I am, Loki. They've all heard your stories. They know I'm more accurate than you."
He was trying to
um,
get some Huggles.
so my mom, most of the time, if things were going at school, and I knew, and I don't condone violence, but I ain't gonna run for it. You come stepping, we gonna play. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. At my size, I was arrested. I don't mind tangling it up. So if I knew it was that day and I was like, that's it, today's the day, if they push me, it's on. I've given them enough chances. I always would make sure I had an outfit. My hair went up into a very tight ponytail because a lot of guys and girls will pull your hair. Um, Jeans, and I made sure I wore my sneakers, never my boots, never my little anklets, shoes. They're not boots, but they're not sneakers. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're more dressy for like your ankle boots or your
Yeah, yeah.
they're a shoe, but they come up to your ankle a little bit. Anyways, I had a style, and I'd wear an oversized shirt so that they couldn't like rip my shirt off to expose me, or it was overly long. And it didn't take, my mom would always wonder, like, oh, you're not going to do your hair today. And, she used to tease me and stuff. And because I always had the long hair, and being, Maltese, I've got that thick hair anyways, like my dad. And so finally, by about the 10th, 11th grade, she'd be like, Lori, yes, mom, you know the rules. Don't start it. But if you lose, I'm beating your ass. Hey, Carl. So she already knew I had an outfit. She knew if she woke up and she saw me heading out the door a certain way, that there was going to be something happening.
Some kind of altercation. Yeah.
Yep. She just knew that, but she knew I would never start it. That's how I live even as an adult. I will never start it, but you come at me first, verbally, physically, I will do everything I can to finish it. And that's just how I've lived. Hey, Bambi. So Jay wants to wear a skirt to get a
Hey,
reaction.
Bambi. Hey, Carla.
Oh, he dresses as, wait, I get from women dressed as a guy, they smack my ass when I turn around and say, oh. Hey, Melvin, attorney. Somehow we have an attorney too. A lot of these communities are getting these free
Yeah, I see
attorneys.
the Twinkie verse had one.
Yeah, we really appreciate the work that our attorneys put in for the communities. Let me just tell you. Hey, blue collar, how you doing? So yeah, it's just I think everybody I was my mom let me be independent, but I had to follow a certain guideline because of my dad being in the military. And as an army brat, self-proclaimed, meaning what self-proclaimed means is that I'm the one calling me an army brat. It's not an insult, but some people think it is. Um, I had to remember my actions reflected on my father's career. And back
Yeah.
then, they could get in trouble for what their family did. So I was told, you better not start it, but if you do have to put hands on, you better finish it. So that way, he couldn't be at fault. So I learned very quick how to um, poke to get the response that I needed to do what I wanted to do. And that's just how I grew up. And I always knew I was going to be, my mom will tell you, I'm exactly personality wise who I am today that I was when I was 15. And she's been to a club with my siblings, but never with me. And I used to get hurt, my feelings like, you've never even had a drink with me, which I don't drink now. But when I was younger, go to the bar socially. She goes, I can't. And I was like, why? She said, Lori, if some guy came up and was bugging us, you turn around and deck him. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do if he puts hands on us? She goes, you could just politely ask him to leave. I said, I would once. She goes, I know, but you'd still turn around and cold cock his ass. And, and I was like, Mom, you should be proud. You created an independent, strong female. She goes, I am, but I don't understand being that type of female.
Oh
So
yeah.
she encouraged me. She has no problem with it, but because she doesn't understand it, it's not that closeness that she has with my sister. So, but she's proud of who I am, that she knows I won't take no shit. And I'd never let a man put hands on me, or I've never been a victim in real world. Do you know what I mean? So she's very proud of that. But in the same sense, it's confusing to her. She doesn't understand that. Oh, there's the Twinkieverse attorney. We might be sharing the same attorneys over here. They just have many different roles. They do all kinds of law.
They
And
just
see,
pop out when you say it.
yeah. Did you have brothers growing up like Rip It?
I got one older brother and I have a younger sister.
Okay. Did your brother pick on you guys, like make you tough, like him and his
Oh hell yeah.
friends? Okay.
But I also beat the shit out of him too, so
There you go. I was the oldest. So it was my responsibility that nobody picked on my brother or my sister.
that's how
They
my
were,
brother was. He was very protective. Yeah.
I didn't even
Especially at
have a
school.
choice.
Yeah.
I was told, if anybody messes with your brother or your sister and you don't do anything, your ass is grass when you get home. So I was forced to be that rough and tough female. You know what I mean? Because I was the oldest and my stepdad always wanted a son, but it was, you're going to do this or you're getting your ass beat. And so I had to learn quick, but he also worked with me. It was the weight training, it was the boxing, it was the wrestling, it was the fighting. So yeah, I had to. Well, thank you, Smart Mouth. I appreciate that. So I like that we both have supporters that support both of us, that support what we're doing. And you know what I mean? We have a good
Yeah.
community. Maybe not everybody's actions are the best. We all make mistakes. We're all human, but we all are together and we all support one another. And I think that's why we're all hated so much.
Probably.
JR is the baby out of 11 kids, 9 boys. JR got his butt. And Rip It was the only girl out of all her brothers. So she had to learn quick.
It does make, like I said, I feel so bad for this next generation because they're not built like anything like we were from at least my generation on. I feel like, but yeah.
Yeah. I worry think about if you had a little girl today growing up with this mentality that men are toxic, men are bad. You could do everything a man can do and you deserve the same pay and the same rights. But then you're allowing that girl to grow up thinking that I'm as just as good of an athlete. But then you let men who couldn't cut it in men's areas come over and steal what they could have done. There's no more college for them because they couldn't afford college. So they were counting on their sports scholarship. But the school allowed a boy who couldn't cut it in boy sports to get a scholarship to come dominate the female and get to go to college on that scholarship. But yet, while they're in college, they no longer identify.
Right. Yeah.
So how are you teaching? How can we teach our girls today to be all they can be if we're not allowing them the opportunities that they are working for with this new 1% of the population being allowed to take from our daughters. You can't have it both ways, people. You better pick and choose, because after all the rights that women have fought for, even up to this day in our lives, equal pay and stuff, you're giving it away. Your daughters aren't going to get to
Yeah.
go on athletic scholarships because all a guy has to do is fail in the male sports and come over and say who he wants to be or that he is, and they get the scholarship from your daughters. And then your daughter, what, is going to work at a grocery store or have to get married to have some kind of life? Fight for them. Fight for your daughters like people fought for your rights. I mean, put your daughters first, not society's 1% norms. Those are not the whole society's thinking. Fight for your daughters. Fight for your boys. Don't turn them into wimps and cowards.
Yeah, you can't coddle your whole time. I did learn that one is you have to let them, like, like the crying is immediately. You want to go self-soothe, like, do the self-soothing with them, but then like
Yep.
the best thing is to let them self-soothe themselves, like self-soothe themselves. Like,
Unless they come to you for, yep.
yeah, yeah, like really injured or yeah type thing. Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, that is one. I had a weakness of that for a minute, but you definitely have to, like, I think my grandma got to me whenever we were up at her lake house and stuff. She was like, "Oh, you know, just let him go do whatever. Let him go play. Let him be a boy." And I was like,
Yep.
"No, like, no, I'm afraid he's gonna fall." But yeah, definitely, you gotta let them do what they want because that's the only way they're gonna learn.
Yep. Well, I was a helicopter mom. I am not going to even admit it or deny it, but it saved my daughter because we're always been on a military base. It's one of the safest places to be. You know what I mean? We had police circulating, MPs driving by, waving to people, but a predator ended up coming in through a family member. Now, the good thing is he would stay in his house and take pictures. It was the people who allowed their kids unsupervised where he could call them over, give them candy, give them ice cream, and talk them into the house. I was always outside with my children. He had pictures of my daughter from the house, but he never had a close up picture with her, or she was never near him. And it's because he watched, he knew the kids that were vulnerable. So I'm proud to say I was a helicopter mom. I knew where my kids were at, who they were with at all times. They weren't allowed to go to something unless parents were there, and I had to know the parents and the kids. I had the same thing back. And I am so proud of being a helicopter mom. And I was like, whoop, whoop. See me waving my helicopter in the air like I just don't care. And I am one of those parents that there were times I didn't like a lot of people's kids, but I loved my kids. So I love my kids. So what I did is I would let them have all their friends in my house, especially on rainy days. I love knowing that I could always say is I know where my kids are today. Do you remember those commercials back then? Even I don't know if you remember them when you were young. There was a commercial that would always come in. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Hell yeah, I sure to hell do. And I know where all my neighbors' kids are at too. They're in my house. Eh. And I just love that. And I
Oh yeah, we were
will not.
definitely in the house before the lights. It was as soon as the street lights come on, that was when we had to be home.
Yep.
So
And
yeah, yeah.
we did on military base. My parents never let us just go outside and come home when the lights, even though we were safe back then, it was still, we had bedtimes. We had to be home by dinner. We were told to go outside and play, but there were no cell phones and stuff. So it was like, be home by dinner. You know when dinner time is, or roughly when you see your dad's car pull up, get your butts home so you can get ready for dinner. We had a set dinner time. Whenever he got home, it was going to be dinner time. And sometimes it was summer. We were allowed to go back out to play till it was dark, but we had to tell her where we were at all times.
Yep, yep, yeah.
So, and then after being a police officer on a military base, there were things that I saw that I knew my kids, I was going to watch them. So I don't care that there was a pedophile with pictures of my daughter because he never got close enough. They were all from the house. He took them through a window or a door. That's okay. But
It's
you
so creepy to think like that, though. You know
it
what I mean?
is.
It's yeah.
But she never went over there to talk to him. He never got her to come over and have candy because I raised him to say you don't take candy from people you don't know and you don't go talk to men by yourself or anything. And we never even knew him. I mean, he lived in the building like right next to us because the buildings are close together like an apartment, like what you saw squares. They were pretty close on Military. Um, and in the
Oh,
long rows.
like the duplex,
Yeah,
yeah.
we actually had like what you would call condos, I guess, because you had upstairs, downstairs, but long rows of
Right.
them. You'd have 6 to 9 house apartments all lined up next to each other, across the street on both sides. So he was in the building next to us because we were toward the end and they were like right toward the beginning on the other one. So my daughter never knew a lot of people over in that building anyways, but when she'd ride her bike up on thing, I would always be out front on my swing. And I would just be out there while the kids were playing in the park was like right across the street from our house. So that I could watch her playing at the park, I could watch her riding her bike, and my son always was outside too, being 5 years older, so he was always around his sister. So, she would, we made sure. So when the police called us and asked us to come in, there was an Ashley, and they're like, come to find out, it was another Ashley who was just a little bit older. She was my son's friend that he had more closer pictures where she would go over and talk to him. But being older, she never went in the house. But so we were like, phew. So, and then I told my daughter, aren't you glad your mama's always up your butt? He did get arrested, Siegel, yes. And he was not only he forgot to register. So the brother actually, even though the brother didn't know, they thought he should have. So he was put out of the military. He lost his career over his brothers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, he brought him on without doing his own. They felt that he should have known and that he was a contributor to a couple of those their neighbor kids being hurt. So you got to be careful of your family too, guys. I mean, if my family member was a sicko, I'd call him out. So,
There's
I mean,
actually a YouTube creator in a different community, but they have that same thing. His brother was actually found guilty of that, and he still um supports his brother in a different way. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
um, yeah, and that dude has a kid himself. So it's just things like that. I don't know. It's just I get family. Family is your what, yeah, but there's a fine line when it comes to I'm gonna pick my kid before anybody. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like my kid is gonna come before anything like that. No.
My mom had used to tell people when I was, she would say, shit, I'm not even going to speed with my daughter because I know she would pull my ass over and give me a ticket too. And she's right. I like facts. I like receipts and I like a certain order to life. It, it's hard for me to see outside of the black and white. I do know there is, as
Hmm.
I'm getting older, I do know there's a little gray area here and a little gray area here, but I have to live by my code. And this is what I want to be known for. This is what I try to live for. And my goal is I'm always going to support my family, my husband, my kids, my grandkids. They
But
got
you're
to come
living that
first.
honest life, and that's the best
Yeah.
life.
And I have to. So I tried. That's why I came on like Tim with my face, my name. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to be. You're not going to find me talking shit about anybody except for I do. I will tell you, I do talk about the Gene Team. Everybody knows that to anybody who will listen. But other than that, if I say I support you, you're not going to find your name in anybody else's chat. They might be mad at you talking shit, but I won't. I will steer the subject back to you and me. I just believe my relationship with you, Brookie, is you and mine. Not if you had a problem with somebody else. You can vent to me, I'll listen, but I'm not going to give you my 2 cents and say that because that's your relationship with that person. So my
Right.
relationship with you stays you and me. Now, if it's the
Although
Gene
we do
Team,
have common people. Yeah,
yes, we do.
yeah.
I will warn new people that I haven't met. I'll tell you, I did when I was talking to Dana. I did warn her about the Gene Team. I sure the hell did. I told him about them. And you know
If
what?
they listen, that's on them, I mean
Yeah,
I
that's all I
mean,
can do. But I never say stay away. You better not go to them or I can't be your friend. I don't do that.
right.
So I just tell you what I know and what I see. You tell me But if you didn't listen to what I had to say about you, how am I going to jail because I didn't listen to you? I don't know you. You
Right.
told me
Yep.
something. I talked to my brother who's a federal cop. He thought you were a little out there and we moved on. So, but yeah, it's just who it is. If I rock with you, you won't find one person that can show you I talked about them. I just can't. I just don't do that. So, hey Gina, how you doing?
Hey, Gina.
But Denise, I told you about him, but what did I tell you? That I would never stop you from going over there though, did I? You have to make your own choices. All I could do is I I was told opinions, but nobody in my community, even Tim, stopped me from getting to know anybody. Nobody. And so I don't do that to anybody. Hey Super Steve, how you doing? Okay, Super Steve is from the street team, everybody. So he is a crazy one, but he's so funny. This guy, I think he covered his whole head in mayonnaise. He does some. He's like the Steve-O from Jackass. I would tell you, he does stuff like
Okay.
that. He is a crazy one. So if he says stay away from him, it's because he knows himself. He is funny, but he's crazy. Well, I appreciate it, Steve. It's been a while. We haven't seen you on the street team or anything, so you've been missed. So I'm glad you popped in. Hey, damn Yankees, how you doing? So, yep, him, Nonrilla, Stacks, Duct Tape Face, Rico, and Casey. That's the street team, and if you see those names, they're family. So they're our family. So
Yep. Save the bun.
yep, from Save the Bun. But no, if Stacks don't want to meet me, if he falls asleep, I swear I'm going to get with his wife and we're going to cut that thing. We're going to pull it out. But I'm going to leave enough that he thinks it's still until he pulls it out and then he realizes.
That's harsh. That is so harsh. What a no life, Mike.
Hey, no, I'm excited to see what you build, Steve. Make sure you tag me because I'd love to see it. Late night crew's revamping too, guys, because the holidays are here. So we're going to be working on actually, instead of just top of our head, we're going to try to do something a little different this next year because we've been this way for a year. Now it's
Hmm.
time to do something different. So we're going to be trying something a little different. So plus working more on our own content too. So because family encourages each other to grow, and that's what we're trying to do too.
Hey,
So,
KJ. Welcome.
oh, there's KJ. He has a great gaming site, Brookie. That's where KJ comes from.
Wait, is
Fighting
that the
the.
same one? I don't
Wait a
know.
minute. Hold
No,
on.
that's the
It's not.
KJ. I've met this one from a
Okay,
different
this one's
community.
yours, KJ. Okay. His is KJ2. So if you see that.
Okay. Yeah, no, his name is KJ. Appreciate you coming by, though. He does lives too.
Okay. Hey, Carl
Car
with
with
a
a
K.
K.
I hope, Carl, that you realize nobody is, when you're brought up, it's not to go at you. It's you being thrown under the bus and somebody playing the victim and innocent. And it's trying to point that part out, not your part. So please never feel that you're not welcomed or wanted because you are. And our community does enjoy having you around, Carl.
Facts. I actually had to tell everybody yesterday that this is his community, that we'll always support him no matter what over
Yep.
on my side. So, point blank, period.
Oh yeah. He is he's a really genuine. He thought he was doing something nice and he got effed over like all of us did. And the new team she's with, they're going to find out eventually. She can only pretend to be innocent and sweet for so long. And I mean, everybody in the community has pretty much been walked over. And so,
Hmm.
well, I appreciate that, Carl. Even Tim has reached out and like, please come to his lives. You're more than welcome. He enjoys having you around. I know Roland really likes you and appreciates you. And, there's nothing, no hate, no judgment against you at all, Carl. You just got fooled. And, honestly, a lot of people did a lot of stupid shit for her. And yeah.
KJ, that's because he doesn't like to share. I'm just kidding.
I don't even see this KJ. Where are you seeing KJ?
Do what?
I can't see anything from a KJ.
This is his. Well, that's his. Okay, that his screen name is not his name.
Okay, what's the screen name?
Fighting. It's the one that's pinned.
Oh, okay. I was like, I saw him, but I was like, who the hell is KJ? Hey, coronavirus, how you doing? People don't understand his sense of humor. He comes in and it makes it look like he might be coming at you or being a smartass, but he is being a smartass. He is a fun troll. And guys, trust me, when he's not trying to come at you, he's just throwing little, it's hard to explain, but yeah, he knows I have no problem with what he says. I enjoy off his sense of humor is way off there, and yeah, we dig it. So hey, Robbie. Well, thank you for telling me that.
I like his
Fighting.
perspectives because he's like a lot like us. You know, we'll talk our shit if we have to talk it, but we rather be the positive and kind of settle the shit and kind of like ignore all the
Yes.
bull. So yeah, I like KJ. He's cool.
Lacey, my little sister, Tim's little kicks nightstand. Well, thank you, Lacey. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, um, Lacey's another one. If you see that Lacey Nicole, she's Tim's nightstand. He takes height away from her every time she comes around
Oh wow.
because she is short, very short. But he's had her down from what her height is down to I think 6 inches tall. He takes an inch or two away every time she comes around. So she is been with Tim for a long time. So and I'm glad our people are out intermixing and meeting people and this side of the community is intermixing with us because I know there's been people in the middle who have tried to divide all the communities and it worked for a while, but we just jumped over that. She's an inch tall right now. She says after she's got an inch back now that she hasn't been around. I even told Tim that I'm done. I don't care about the lies. They've all proven to be liars. It's just beating our head. I mean, it's proven. He says these people are, dealing with us, but yet everything that you show has nothing to do with you. So how did
Well,
you have
and
to
then
deal
with
with us?
Menace getting on his panel and getting him to admit everything, that shit was
Yep.
kind of good because he's like, "Well, I don't really think this," and then you have Mocon going into detail. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't really think that. And then yeah, the dude looked older than Dan, so that right there just threw off all his, and then he admitted to
Yep.
being Oliver clothes off after he keeps saying like I'm not. You know what I mean? Like it's just like one thing after another. It's
Well, we already
they
knew
tell
he
on
was.
themselves.
But he
Right,
also
right.
said he only has a couple troll accounts, but that's not true. He's Derek Real. He's Festering Animal. He's Seeking the Truth. He's Mocon. He's Mocon's Music. He's Oliver Close Off. That's just 6 of them. And he
Oh
says he
wow.
only has 3. I just gave you 6. He's came in under a sergeant name out of the book that Tim was written up in, one of his sergeants. He's used his name. He's a troll account called See It Movie or See It Real Movie. He made up 8
Hey,
troll
Lacey.
accounts to put 2 clips of Tim with other people. Nothing that has to do with him, but it's his responsibility to show people what people are like. No, that's you being a narcissist. Nobody's talking about you. You don't have to put up with nobody. You can do your own thing. We all came at you because you came at us. You inserted yourself into our lives. But a narcissist can't see that. A mental illness.
Right.
Hey, Chanel.
Chanel, tuck me.
But everybody, if you sent me a Thanksgiving picture, it's up. The video's out today. I did a full 6-minute everything for you guys. So go see if you can find your meal on that video. So I hope you
How many
guys enjoy
pictures
it.
do you think you gathered? Over 100, you said, or around 100?
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, there was a lot. I got some that sent multiples, like different angles. So I couldn't, I already had a 6-minute video and I didn't want to, have it go longer. So I tried to do the best snapshots. If you did me multiple, I tried to do the main, like the dinners. If you forgot and only sent me dessert, you got your dessert. I had people with vegetarian pizzas. I had regular pizza. I had tamales. We had hams. We had turkeys. We had briskets. I mean, one was all vegetables for being a vegan. We had it all. So I put it everybody's picture that sent me. I even had a last minute entry after my video was done. Theirs is the very last. And I've had people saying, "Hey, I saw my dinner. I saw my plate. I saw this." And so I will be doing it again at Christmas time. So you'll get to see why I was like, "Hey, send me your picture." It wasn't because I was like living through your food. I did this. It's okay, Chanel. If you
You
want
just
to
sort of see if I could cook. No, I'm just kidding.
if you want to do Christmas, Chanel, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I will let everybody know a couple of days. Hey, Captain America. So, Captain America, you got your stuff, right? I haven't had a chance to look on my IG. So, but yeah, it's just about showing how different we all are, but yet we're not different. Our families and our friends, well, thank you, Shanna. I
We still
appreciate
do
it.
the same thing. We go and spend time with family. What it's all about, making memories,
And
because that's the only thing that's going to last.
yeah. And it doesn't even matter if you don't appreciate the holiday because your beliefs, you think it was a racist holiday or a hate holiday, but you still were with your family. And that's what
Yep.
the dinner was about because we all celebrated different days. That's why it's late coming out. Well, thank you. I had people that did Thursday. I had people who did it a couple days sooner. I had people who did it Friday. We did Saturday. So, well, I appreciate everybody saying that, but yeah, with the humidity not so bad anymore down here, I can actually and look, no hairspray. Look at that, guys. Woo!
Whatever. That's the hairspray queen.
Oh yeah, I mean a whole can. I damaged the ozone layer, but I can actually run my fingers through it without it getting stuck. So yeah, it's just called a good cut. It's called layering, so you don't have to wear hairspray if you do it right. So thank you, Lazy. So um, we said we had a topic, and when we went through it, we were going to just do a free for all, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. We've gone from men
That's
and
how we always end
masculinity.
up doing it, though.
Yeah,
We don't ever stay on topic.
no, but it's just meant to be fun, and that's what this is about. It's not like we are here to always talk about something. We want to give you structure, but then we're going to open it up, and we're just going to have fun and just bullshit with you guys. And you know, if Brookie feels if you're ready to do that other half that we talked about backstage, let's do it.
All right, ladies only. And Lady M, well, you know what one I'm talking to. You're not allowed.
Oh, well, thank you, fighting or KJ. I appreciate that. So do I, Lacey, because of my natural curly hair. When the humidity hits, it's like it just kinks up. That Italian comes out, and I mean, my hair just turns into frizz and kinky curls.
Golden,
So,
that Aqua Net.
oh, I know,
You know
isn't
what's
it?
fucked up?
It's
That's
flexible.
actually what I use.
In the 80s, I ain't gonna lie. My mom used to make me stand outside. Because you're going to be at school for 8, 9 hours a day, or even when I was younger and I'd go to work, spray it. And then people are like, why don't you just get it layered? That way, no matter what you do, you could shake your hair and still go up. Flip it upside down. That's where I get my height. Oh, let me think. I love you too.
I'll put it in the back for you to drop on your side.
Um, oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I haven't done this before from it. So, how do I? Okay. You got to tell me how to do it from the private
Copy
chat.
it and then paste it in your chat.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I was like, people are always talking about links in the back chat, but I've never had one in the back chat. So I was like, okay. All right. That's for any of the ladies who would like to come up because this is the ladies panel. Now, Menace, we know you're the exception because,
That's the Lady M. I said he couldn't come up.
and we know Loki, he's been hit in the ass and slapped in the ass for his dress.
Oh
Tell
yeah, that
Bug I
one can
said hi,
slide.
Lacey, and I hope she's doing great. So if you wear skirts, you're considered one of us. I do too. I'm sorry. I love my 80s rock, my 80s uh, love ballads from the rocks. Victoria, he's already got it. It's already been verified. He's good. Yeah, I know about pinning the links, Steve. It took me a minute to do that. On my second try, I figured it out, though. I got it with Holly's help on Sisters. So we did a weird thing on Sisters the other night, Brooke. You know what we did, Brookie?
What'd you do?
We made it so funny. We were like, all right, what's your favorite farm animal? But you can't name it. You have to make the sound of the animal. Come on, Carl. Click that link if you're one of us sisters. Come on up.
Dude, I would so let you up. Like,
Hell
come on.
yeah, I would too. I have never been on a panel with some of the guys. And like
What?
Roland tried to get up on a panel with me, but his link wasn't working. He had to go down and fix it. But I left and he came up and it was like, damn it. And I was like, I know we're going to be on a panel together, but there's a few I haven't been on a panel yet. Like Smart Mouth jumped up with Tim last night, but he used to come at me and Tim, and he apologized a long time, but he's never got to talk to Tim. Last night he got to talk to Tim on a panel, and now he's a panel junkie. He's going to be jumping up all the time, he said. So we break a lot of panel cherries. I'm just going to say that. I've taken a lot of girls' cherries on my panel. I'm just going to admit it. So, and it's okay, but don't be scared. We're gentle.
Now, you can speak for you, but I mean, and I'm just kidding.
She'll break you with a fist. She ain't even going. She's just going to break that as hard as she can.
Nah, I'm nice. I really am sometimes.
Oh, I don't mind starting off gentle, and then I'll go. I have been known to neuter a few.
I am not gonna lie. I swear, yeah, you definitely neutered freaking Menace. That's no cap. That you definitely did. You're like, no, that you were quick with it. I mean, you were definitely quick with it.
I'm just used to standing up for my family. I don't care who they are. I mean, if you're in our circle of what I call family, and somebody just comes up there and starts acting stupid, I'm going to come up and I want to ask you. And it's not that they can't handle it. I'm just like a protective mama bear. I know that sounds weird, but I just I just want to protect my family. And and when I say family, in the Triple T community, you don't understand. About 50 people they all know each other in real life. Literally have been in
Right.
real life together from the concerts and everything. And, so they've been together with Tim a minimum of 2 years. So I can't we just can't sit by. And like when the attacks were going, we did ask our family, please step back. Me and Tim, we're going to be attacked anyways. Let us just be the brunt. Let us take it all. And we did. And they bit their tongues, and they only did it for us, but they wanted to be a part of that. And we're like, your name's not being mentioned right now. We don't want it mentioned. Just stay back. And then we realized over this past year, it's not fair to them. They appreciated that we kept them out of it, you know, but a lot of them are like, no, we're going to stand on our own. I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to pull back now because I'm tired of it. I'm done. I've already proven they're liars and they're nobody. So I've got to step back and quit banging my head. And I'm going to slip. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to slip and be right up in there again. But me and Tim's goal is to step back and let the others who are involved, let them fight for themselves. Because I kind of need a break. I'm
Yeah, yeah, it
I'm
is.
still
It's
here.
yeah, it is over. And then, well, with the other sad stuff that's going on, I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. So I have to I appreciate that. I do it does the drama doesn't get to me. It's just
Thanks, Lemmy.
there's so many people going through so much, and I'm so glad that they trust me and talk to me. So I want to be there for everybody, and I can't if I'm dealing with the haters. So I'm going to do what makes me happy, and that's our panels, my shows, my late night crew. My sisters, my off the hip. I have my own late night show, and my friends. When I say friends, these are people that I deal with offline, not just online. That I talk to. I've seen your face. We have real conversations, and that's who I'm going to put my energy into, not my haters anymore. I've beaten them all. There's not one that I've come up against that has beat me or bested me in an argument. So
Honestly, I could I don't know if I've beat mine, but I don't give them the attention that they will seek, so I feel like that's a win in my way, you know what I mean? So,
mm,
I just yeah, I mean, I'm
I
gonna
didn't go.
continue doing what I gotta do.
There's a couple that said a bunch of lies, but their lies were so blatant and obvious, I didn't even have to respond. Well, I put out what I
Right.
had. I could put it out, but instead, you claimed it. You put it out. I already have a stalkers one, and I've bodied everybody who's came at Tim and me with their lies.
And that's why I like to hold receipts for that same very reason, you know? But at the
Mm,
same time, I don't like to put it out and give them that, you know? Go do your research, you know?
yep. And if everybody, when you're going to tell lies on me, there's enough people who know me that they know how I act behind the scenes and up front that I'm not worried. And if somebody wants to believe that, I'm not going to change your mind. And if I bring my receipts out, okay, but I don't betray people. Yeah, leave me like this, or I'm going camera off. Hey, Muff, how you doing? I figure saying muff and pie in the same at the same thing is kind of,
What up, Muff Pie?
yeah, we're already in the shit when we say muff, but when we put the pie in it, there's no denying. So it's like, yeah, hey Muff, how you
You know what?
doing?
She said she was gonna hit the panel next time I was live with you, and I don't
Oh,
see her.
she did jump on when Tim though.
Oh, she did?
If I
Yeah,
remember
there I
right, she
was.
sure did.
Oh, she's she's my favorite.
Oh, Steve, be careful what you wish for. You don't want that. Trust me. It's time consuming.
Here,
It's
Muff. You want
draining.
to try?
You just you don't want that, Steve. You're one of these people that you live in your own world and people just revolve around you watching the stuff you do. I think he shaved with mayonnaise one night or something, or he did something,
Shaved
but
with mayonnaise? What the?
he put mayonnaise all over himself. And I can't remember because it's been a while because he's been doing his own thing for a minute, building it. But he did something. He covered himself in mayonnaise. He has shaved off his eyebrow. He has waxed his nipples. He's crazy. And he's got giant pepperoni nipples. Let's just say
Oh
he's
my
so
god!
likable. Yeah, he is so likable. I'm telling you, he's like the Steve-O from Jackass. He literally is. Oh, yeah,
You
he
know I had
put
to bust them
fire.
out one more time.
He put fire up to his nipples. He burned them. So he does a lot of funny stuff, guys. He's crazy. Mayo is a good shampoo too, or for your hair. If you guys don't know it, but you get real mayonnaise and you soak your hair in it, and it's gonna smell. But you got your other shampoo. Make sure after you rinse it out really good. It hasn't. If you have really dry hair, mayonnaise helps because it's got oils in it.
Moisturizer, yeah.
Yep.
But also it helps out if you get gum or something like sticky, you know, like
Yep.
a yeah,
Peanut
or
butter and
tangles.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yep. Luckily, I've never had that. All I need is a normal
I
conditioner.
would never
But
put peanut butter in my hair. Oh no.
oh well, I know why you. But peanut butter, the oils in from a peanut butter, especially if you've had some and you haven't had in a while, the oils are up at top. That stuff works amazing. Yeah, and he snorted pop rocks. We won't be probably about another what 15 minutes.
Yeah, ish. I gotta start dinner.
Yeah, because she's got to start dinner, and I've got about a few minutes before Tim will be starting to come home too. You smelled like mayonnaise. It didn't help it. Okay, I'm going to tell you something that works, and you're going to think it's crazy. Tomato juice, Super Steve. It also works with if you've been sprayed by a skunk. Buy a lot of tomato juice and just put it in your bath and just roll around in or in a little swimming pool, whatever you got, and just cover yourself in tomato juice for about an hour or two.
Baby shampoo helps with
Oh yeah.
yeah, well it helps that, but it also helps with mace and stuff, you know.
Yep.
Or if you ever get anything in your guys' eyes, use baby shampoo.
Yeah. And the good thing about us military, do you know, especially law enforcement, we have to be maced in the face. And so we
Oh
know what it
yeah,
feels
and it
like.
has to set for so long before you can even
Yep.
do your obstacle, yeah.
And the chemical, we have to go through chemical training too. They make you take your gas mask off and know what it's like to be gassed. That's not a very good feeling either. And forget holding your breath, because when you hold your breath, they keep you in longer, and they're going to outlast you. We have
Speaking
to
of, are
know.
you still doing that challenge? That one challenge?
Yes, did you get it?
Oh, I'll go check. I'll go check
It
tomorrow then.
should, yeah, everybody started getting theirs yesterday. They said by Thursday. It was mailed out. It's going to be, we haven't set the date yet, but it's going to be fairly soon, within the next 3 weeks. So be prepared. It'll be before
Okay.
Christmas. So I made sure it all got mailed out. I didn't want to do it too soon where everybody lost what the challenge was. But Menace got his and opened his mouth. Of course, he can't keep a secret, but we had to cover right
Oh,
away.
shots fired. I like it.
Golden, if Golden's still here, I have forgot to ask him if he got his, but if Menace got his, Loki got his,
I'll go
and
check
his,
my mailbox tomorrow.
yeah, so you should have gotten yours and Golden should have his. If not, be looking for him in the next day or so. So yeah, if Loki got his all the way out in the middle of nowhere in bumfuck Egypt, then everybody else is. No, I don't exfoliate at all. I think it's just genetics, and I didn't wear all that makeup as a teenager. I'd put a little blush, some eyeliner, and mascara, and that's all I wore most of my life. So, but I also get my good genes from the Maltese side. My father's full-blooded Maltese, and my mom's German Irish. So, but it's also clean living. I drink a lot of water, and I don't do a lot of frying. I do grilling, broiling, and baking. Well, luckily, like I said, my family's from Malta, and we didn't own anybody. We didn't steal anybody. They came over. My grandfather is Irish, and he came over with his parents. So, yeah, I'm not cursing the land.
Appreciate you, Super Steve.
All right. Night, nephew. And see, the girls don't know they're putting on all this foundation, and then they're putting the primer, and then they're putting the
Oh yeah, you're definitely
powder.
clogging everything up.
Yep, and then you go out in the sun, and that sun's baking it, you know, and it's being baked in their skin, and they're not thinking, "Oh, I look good at 20." Yeah, you do. The makeup makes you look pretty, even in your 30s. If you need all that makeup, because you need more as you get older, you're going to keep adding. And you go outside, or you're in front of a camera, and it ages you, and it cakes up, and it's going to settle in those lines, and those lines are going to become more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, Steve, and that's why even me and Tim says we're pulling back. We've got to pull back from the hate and concentrate on the positives and the fun. That is true, Loki. Just so you know, guy, Loki is a full-blooded Native American. He lives on a reservation, and he just told you we've all been slaves. Even women to men have been slaves. So everybody has been slaves. So he said, get over yourself. Right way to put it, Loki. So it's funny is we do have people of all ethnicity in our community. They just don't have to brag what they are. They don't hide behind it. They don't use as a shield to be openly racist against everybody else. They don't have to say, "Oh, look at me, I'm a Native American," or "Look at me, I'm Hispanic," or "Look at me, I'm African American," or "I'm black." They don't do that. Ours, we know who they are. They know we know who they, and that's as far as it needs to go. We don't need to hide behind that shield of color.
To me, it's just all one love.
Yep. In the military, for us, it's if you get cut on the battlefield or on an accident together in your unit, guess what? You all bleed red. Everybody bleeds red. If I hate you on here, it's because you have created yourself to be a hater. And when you show hate, you get hate back. I
That's
don't
facts.
wish you to die. I don't wish you harm. I just want you to leave me the F alone because you're just insignificant. You make me better than you by your actions. So if I think I'm better than you, it's because guess what? I am because you made me better than you. How you treated people or treat me. So I'm just not going to keep giving it back the same energy that I get. It's just not worth it. So that's why Menace and we decided to end the troll last night. Some people were like, why last night of all nights? Because of everything that, and we thought with the positive of the raffle, the giveaway for the holidays, um, the heartbreak that we experienced, there's a close circle of that. We thought the troll ending and ending it all on a big bang that night, we thought that was the best tribute that we could do is end it all and then start to walk away from it in that manner. That's past, Carl. It was a long time ago. I am not law enforcement today. So I'll tell you that. So when I come on here, I'm just me. And I don't collect files on people. Everybody can tell you, the people closest to me, I don't care what anybody does unless you come at me or my husband. If you come at us or our family, I'm going to start watching you, not on purpose, but if you happen to be where I'm at, I'm going to watch. I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to watch. And when I see you when you say you didn't do something and I can catch you admitting that you did what you said you didn't do,
Right.
I'm gotcha. And I'm going to hold it. You say you don't go after people on looks, but then in the next breath you go after somebody on their looks. Psh, I
I've had that happen.
gotcha.
I've
I
had
got
that
it.
one.
I got it. Trust me, Brookie. If it was, I got it. So, but everybody else, if you don't come at me, I don't care what you say, who you are, what you look like. I don't need any information about you. I've been offered. I told no, I don't want it. I don't need it. When you come on here who you want to get away from in real life, and if you come on here and you want to be somebody different, be different. I don't care. If I was still, yes, I probably would have. I'm not gonna lie. I would even do my mom. I believe in that order. So
Honest life, you know?
yeah. Now I do know people push the line here, push the line there. I understand that. I'm not so rigid that it has to be my way. I understand, like I said, there's some gray on all sides. And I do my best not to judge anybody unless you've came at me. If you told lies on my husband, I'm going to judge you and I'm going to try to get whatever I can on your ass. Don't come at him. And if you blame me for standing up for my man, it's because you're just a cowardly bitch who doesn't have one or doesn't do it for yours. If you don't understand 27 years, I'm his ride or die, fuck off and die. Says I can tell you. I'm sorry that you don't have that.
Yeah, y'all have a wonderful relationship. I mean, although I heard you yelling at him. Well, I didn't hear you yelling at
Oh, I
him,
yelled.
but I heard you getting upset with him because he was doing what he was doing with the Mocon thing, you know. And you're
Yeah.
like, that was 200? No, like I don't
No, he told
care
me
what, you
it
know,
was
like
three. I
it was
found out it was
3.
three.
It
I
ended up
was
being
like,
3 altogether. Yeah.
because he's right. Anytime he leaves money in his wallet or in his pockets, and I'm doing laundry, and oops, yeah, it's going to my grandson. Tough shit. When it hits the washing machine, that's my money. My kids knew that too. Better clean out your pockets. If I have to clean out your pockets, whatever I find is mine.
That's how it was when I was
Period.
growing up. If we found, yep.
Yeah. So Tim's stupid enough to leave money in his pocket. So you saw what he did. He shoved it in his shirt. He made sure he took that money out and put it somewhere so that I couldn't get it because he knew if he left it in that shirt, he didn't button it because if he would have buttoned it, he would have forgot. Soon as he would have put it in the washing machine, because I search before I put everything in there. Sometimes I miss it, but when I'm picking it up and I hear clink, 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 now the pennies, I just throw them in a drawer, but all the silver goes to him, my grandson. Any dollars, it's going in there. I win the lottery, that's all just extra. I put up enough that I play a certain amount every week. If I win, half of it's going in his piggy bank. And Tim will come up like, "Can't you play cash? I brought you your winnings. I don't have it anymore." Never mind. I know where it's at.
Right.
Okay, Super Steve. So he's
Yeah,
Native
as long as it
American
was
too.
less than 20, we were able to keep it.
Oh wow. So if it has a 20 in it, you had to give it
Yeah,
back?
up to 20, yep. If it was anything over 20, we had to give back. But we could keep the 20, but if yeah, anything plus, we had to give back.
My kids, if they were dumb enough to tell me they found my money, they had to give it back. So they
Yeah,
probably,
no.
but
See, that's the
I
thing
was
too, like,
smart.
I might have not have been all the way honest back then, but,
Yep.
but I think the most, like, we actually did, because I mean, that's part of doing chores, so we kinda got paid for doing chores if you really think about it,
Yeah, I guess you did.
that's how we seen it. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, but most of the time, I was pretty honest.
See, for us, because I knew how my parents were, if we found anything, we had to give it to them. But for the most part, until we were older, my mom, she always did the laundry. We just had to fold it all. So she already is the one who went through all the pockets. And she would always warn us. And I'd be like, oh, crap, mom, I left. She goes, too bad. You didn't clean out your pockets. You made me have to do extra work outside of your responsibility. It's not yours anymore. And so I learned, and it was like, okay, so I just carried it over. That was one thing I liked. It's like, okay, if I have to do that extra work, knowing that I work and that I got the bills to pay and I got dinner and I'm taking care of you and your sister and helping your dad and taking care of him, I have to clean out your pockets. Oh yeah, you better not leave a nasty surprise that I don't want to find. That's all I'm gonna say because you got teenage boys. I'm not doing that kind of laundry. Just wait, Brookie.
I don't want to. I mean, I do actually. I lied. I do want to wait.
If your son has mixed match socks, don't go looking and finding it
Oh,
in your
that's
room.
me. I'm that person. I
Well,
stay that
when
way
your
though.
teenage boy has missing socks and you find one in his closet or so, don't touch it. Make him take it to the
Yeah, no.
anything under the pillow or the mattress or the underneath the bed.
Mm-mm,
Leave it
nope.
alone
Lesson noted. Okay, got it. Got it. It's permanently there.
and start learning that they might forget to lock the door. But if the door is closed, always knock about the age of 13 and up. Just knock on that door. If they have a
Oh
growth height,
man,
whenever they start
no!
sprouting, knock on their doors.
Don't do this to me, Lori. Don't do this to me.
Hey, I wasn't warned. So I'm going to do my
I
share of
appreciate it.
warning all women of young boys. See, even Muff. Yep. When they put on inches and they're hitting that puberty, their door starts to close more and they're more distant. Knock. Knock. I'm just going to tell you, you better knock because there's things you you don't want to or need to see as a mom. So knock. So
Hey, Muff. I'm real.
see, she's real too.
No. Okay, so everybody knows my name is Kendra, okay? Y'all, my name is Kendra, but my middle name is Brooke. It's legit, so it's not a whole lie. But no, she's like, you got a face, but your name ain't real. I was like, stop. So
And I'm really
I'm
Lori.
real.
I'm really Lori. I don't, why would I lie about a name if you see my
Right.
face and and you've known my husband and known all his information forever because we don't have anything to hide. No prison
No.
records, no bad
Lies and
credit,
deception.
no nothing. Somebody even put out somebody with Lori Faust living in New York, while everybody knows I'm in Louisiana, that I'm
Right.
going through I haven't paid my bills. They're suing me, had an address for me in Manhattan. I'm like, okay, I can pay my bills. I live a nice life, but damn, I can't own a house in Manhattan or in New York and Louisiana. I ain't that rich, guys. I ain't Donald Trump. Just saying.
Right. Yeah, and the most reason I don't always, if like I am on cam or whatever, mostly it's like if I know my kid's not around, so I do protect him, just so
Yep.
everybody knows.
We got
I
to.
mean, I'll pop on the show, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not hiding behind my avatar, okay?
KJ, I'm from Detroit. In fact, I just went to Detroit to visit family, and I got to meet JR and Cortex, a couple of people that were in the chat earlier. I have family from Taylor, from Riverview, Allen Park, South Park. That's where my family is, and Novi. And I used to have Novi. Yeah, that's where I have family. And Carl's in Michigan too. Yeah. Carl,
Michigan's
I almost got
boring.
to meet Carl. I almost got to meet Carl, but I guess he could when JR couldn't reach him in time to bring him to have lunch with all of us. So there's a lot of Michigan, but I'm Southern now. I claim Southern. So because of the weather, yeah. He did a doorbell on the outside of their room. He's busted all three of his boys. Yeah, but it's okay for I think a dad to bust their boys, but when a mom busts in, um, it's really hard on the more on the. I don't know who is more traumatized, the son
I
or the
don't know.
mom.
I know my brother walked in on my parents, and I'm glad I didn't.
After I accidentally caught my son, he thought it would be funny to tell my daughter to hide under our bed. Go hide him because we put her to bed. We checked on her. We went downstairs, locked up everything. We came up, went to bed, and me and Tim were communicating together, and I'm sitting there, got my arms wrapped around Tim. I'm kissing, and you know how when somebody's staring at you, you just feel it. Luckily, all of a
Right.
sudden, my little girl is sitting there laughing and just like staring at me and says boo when I turn and I jump. And I was like, what are you doing? Thank God the blankets were up, and nothing heavy. It was just, we were just talking to each other. And yeah, it was like, roll over real quick, say, we're just kissing goodnight. Now it's your turn. Go ahead, get in bed, and I'll be there in a second to tuck you back in. And it's like, yeah, that's going to happen eventually too. You will get caught. So
Nah, because I don't do it.
when me and Tim first got together and we moved in, my son was still young, and my daughter was really, a baby just about. She was younger than your son and my grandson. So Tim locked the door, but I didn't know he was there. I was washing my hair, and I was in the bathroom. Well, Tim comes in to pay a visit and say hi. All of a sudden, all I hear is, "Ah, get off my mom!" And I'm like, what? I'm yelling at Tim. I was like, my kids have never saw anything. What the hell? He's like, Lori, I swear to God, I locked the door and the bathroom door. And I said, son, what are you doing here? Well, I heard a noise and I wanted to talk to you about something, Mom. And I said, how'd you get in? Was the door locked? Yeah, but it's easy. All I had to do was do this and it popped open. I was like, okay. So
Right.
it's going to happen if it does happen. And you know what? Don't make it an embarrassing because it's not dirty. Just be like, it's just natural when you're when you're older and you love somebody and you're married. This is what happens, and don't make it dirty.
Uh-oh. She got a ghost.
No, it was the dog, but I was like, how did it couldn't be Tim because if he came in, the dogs would be barking and blowing up the chat. But hey, Kata, how you doing?
Hey, Kata.
So, but why did I open my mouth? I just looked out the window. That's all I did, Ryder. Oh, there's a jogger. Damn it. Brought it to their attention. But it does happen. But look, if you guys get caught or they walk in on you getting out of the shower by accident, look, don't make it a dirty thing. Don't make them ashamed of the body. Just
Right.
explain it,
Yeah.
especially with young boys and a mom or a little girl with the dad. They lock the shower, you lock the bathroom door, but sometimes you do forget. You're in a hurry. You want to get out of your work clothes, take a shower, get dinner going, and they walk in and they kind of just stop for a minute and they'll ask you some questions and explain it on their level. Don't give them the adult version and scar them, but kids are kids and they're curious by nature. And if you start freaking them out and making it dirty, you will scar them. and you just
Yeah.
don't want to do that. So you got to
Well,
be very
nowadays
careful.
though, like they kind of, I mean, there's so much stuff out there that's everywhere. Like even on, YouTube. To be honest, I mean, it's everywhere. Um, but yeah, and then they teach it in school. And then
Yeah.
other kids see it, and then you got other kids talking to your kid about it.
Older
There's
kids.
always that, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, you can't really prevent it. Yeah, you know what I mean? You just can't prevent it, but you can
No.
try to protect. Like
Yep.
that's the key, is to protect.
As long as possible from that. So,
Yeah.
Brookie, how old were you the first time that, whether it was a movie, a book, a magazine, or accidental real life, how old were you when you accidentally saw your first, like, male body?
18.
You were 8. Okay.
Yep.
In military housing, you know how I described it, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, in Germany, there's basements. You go down, and that's where all the storage sheds and the laundry rooms are at, because it's a community laundry room for each. There's 3 sections, right? Hold on, I'm in my ear for a minute. Well, we would come down out of our apartment, run through the basement to go out to get to the backyard faster than going all the way around, right?
Right.
And most of the time, our parents like stay out of the basement, because there was in Germany we had the old coal for the heat when growing up. So there was the German males that would come in, and they'd be down there in the basement shoveling the coal to keep the heaters full for the winter. And because they were allowed on a military base, it was an open post back then. So we were always warned, don't go through the basements and stuff. Well, we were playing tag, and of course, we know more better than our parents sometimes. I ran through the basement with my friends, and there was a magazine there, and I picked it up, and it did say playground. I'm like, what the hell is girls that play? What is this? I'm only, I think, 12. And I'm used to still collecting comic books at 12, guys. I love comic books of all kinds, especially the creepy ones. I like the horror ones. Anyways, and this Avenger ones. Well, I open it up, and that was my very first experience. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. My dog.
You're
I'm
fine.
coming. Are you stuck?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Truly appreciate everybody that's came through today or catches the replay.
All righty. There you go. Thank you for being patient, little one. That was my first introduction, but my mother had sat us down at 10 and made the full talk, because she didn't want she wanted to break the cycle of teenage pregnancy. And it worked, because, I finished high school before I even had my first child. I was married and then a baby. So I love Archie and Jughead. I still buy the little books sometimes. You were 10 when you saw your first naked lady? Okay. Oh, Mama Joe, thank you for that. And thank you. Well, I did the police in the military. And then I applied for the sheriff's department and stuff, but yeah. So did Brookie have to leave for a minute? Oh,
I'm
she's
here.
here. Okay. My dog is the little one. He's only got legs this big. And sometimes he
Oh,
wants to be put up on the couch because he's tired of laying on the carpet or the floor or his little bed. He wants to be up on the couch. So I put him on the couch, and usually he only will stay about a half hour, and then he barks, and we have to take him down. I don't want him to jump because his legs are so small. I'm afraid he'll break his leg now that he's an older dog, you know? So when he barks, he gave us an hour, almost a 2-hour show without barking. And usually he doesn't do that. So I was like, okay, I got to get him down. I forgot I even had him up there because he's been so quiet. So, oh, Carly's asking some hard questions. Mickey was hurting Minnie. Because you don't want to lie to your children, Steve. You want to be as honest as you can, because they are curious by nature. My daughter came in at a young age, and she asked me a very a question that I'm not expecting from a 5 or 6-year-old, but I forgot her brother's 11. her brother has his friend who has two 16 and 17-year-old brothers, and he wanted it, they were going to go play, and he says, Mom, we're going to the park. So he took his sister, and the teenage brothers were with their friends in the park, and they were talking what 16 and 17-year-old boys talk about. So my daughter came home and we were eating dinner, and she blurted out a question that I had never even been asked by my son at this point, and something that I don't partake in. And I had to give an answer. And so I had to just dumb it down. Brookie, you got this for a minute? It's Tim.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Uh, yeah, that's different, but I mean, I guess it's kind of understandable after you break it down a little bit. And yeah, Carly, I agree. I agree. How do you give away points? You don't normally you just well, kind of what you did. But I don't know why it ain't working. Maybe you need to take a break, let it set for a minute, golden, and then try again. But normally it's I give. Um Oh no. Hey Rock on. Jeez. Yeah, let it cool off a little bit before you try again. Yeah. Yeah, how's she gonna get into this topic and then just like walk away? um what up, my digger? Good to see you. Can somebody drop Lori's link so that way KJ can go over there and sub up to her as well, please?
Is the points not working, Loki? I'm sorry. You know what? For
Uh,
some reason, when I lose power or the internet, that's what it was. We lost the internet the other night, if you remember, and I think it shuts it down. So we have to reboot it. So I didn't have it today. I am sorry, but I appreciate everybody who was over in on the chat and the likes that we got. Um, they hit the likes for both of us, and it's much appreciated. So,
yeah, I'm about to go to yours real
yep.
quick just so I can steal the link. What up, Stacks?
Oh, man bun.
Hashtag man buns gone wild.
Yeah, him and his loofahs. Loofah gang gang. For those of you who don't know the story of a loofah, just say go look up retirement communities in Florida. Um, they put colored loofahs to let you know what they down for, and they getting their freaks on. So you have all different stages, and if you have to pick one, you don't get a choice. You have to pick one. So next time, put it the color that you say you are. Read all the loofahs. Stacks is black. He's down for it all. He does it all. I'll do purple.
There you go, KJ. If you click that link, that'll take you over to Miss Lori.
Oh, well, thank you for that, KJ. So I know you have to go cook. I told Tim I was going to
Yes,
cook.
ma'am.
I put a pot of water on for lasagna noodles when we started, and I was gonna go, and I forgot. And Tim called me. He said, "Well,
Uh-oh.
I made my sauce already, so that's good, but it'll be tomorrow." And I said, "Hey, let's go to Chinese." So he's picking up Chinese.
I want some.
He
Send
knew
it up.
I was live, and he's like, "Lori, were you able to do the lasagna, or what am I? What?" He said, "What am I picking up for dinner?" I said, "Well, I was gonna make lasagna." He said, "I know. What are we having for dinner?" I said, "Oh yeah, Chinese sounds good or Mexican." He said, "Let's do Chinese." I was like, "Well, you know what I like."
Such a good guy.
He
Shout out
is.
to Tim.
So that's why I'm always going to have his back. I don't care if he gets on and he says something stupid. He's not saying it. He's never followed through with anything he said. It's just words and he never does it just to go at somebody. They've come at him first, even square stuff.
Yeah, good luck on that sue that you got, that
So,
lawsuit. I mean,
oh, he just asked for our information from our stand, and
oh, I
yeah,
know, I know.
he
I was
got it.
there. I was
Yeah.
there.
So go ahead, because we had nothing to do with. I said I'll turn over everything I have, every financial, every phone, every computer. I literally have not a damn thing to hide. I've not done anything illegal, neither has Tim. So you might not like what he's done or said. It might be cringy to you, but the Baggers Gone Wild adults. The comment he made, there was no intent behind it, and it was in regards to something Square threatened and did. So you know what? He might say stuff that's cringy, and I yell at him. Don't think I don't yell at him when he says something stupid, because and our community does the same thing. They'll tell him. We all tell each other, but we do ours privately. Menace has been chewed out by me behind the scenes a couple times. And he'll get on the live and he'll be on. I'll call him right in the middle of his live, and when he pauses it, you know, if he's done something stupid, it's usually me on that phone or Brookie being like, Menace, what the F are you
That
doing?
is facts.
Shut
That is
your
so.
mouth.
Oh man, you have no idea. No idea. Like,
And
oh
he'll admit
man.
it. So, and he's like, well, if it isn't Brookie, it's Lori in my, you're damn right. And he'll be mad at us. He'll be so mad. And it's like, Menace, did you do this today? Well, yeah, but what's it matter? It matters because you're making a fool of yourself. Fucking knock it off. Whatever, I got this. Trust me. Click, and then the next. I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah. I don't want to ever see him fail. So when I yell at him and put my foot up his ass, it's because I care about him and I want him to be the best. And if Tim's fucking up, I'll bust his ass out too. That is not what was said, Tim. That person didn't say
Hmm.
that. And I want everybody to be accountable and admit, yes, I was wrong. I've even had to apologize. I've apologized twice to Bert in the last 3 months. I'll tell you that. Because at first I made the remark that was her behind that troll account. And I was like, you know what? I'm big enough to say, as a woman, if it's not you, I apologize, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand by my, and I misunderstood some messages. And I told her, I apologize for that too. And I know people think, oh, don't give her an apology. It's not, I have to. If I misspoke for my own integrity, I have to do what's right. So I had people even come into me like, don't apologize. Yeah, I'm
Never
going
go
to.
back. No, never go to bed angry.
I don't mind going to bed as long as it's not at your person that you're going to bed with. I don't care being angry about somebody else, but usually I don't give anybody that. Once I shut off the
But
internet,
I mean, I'm
I'm
just
all
saying, don't.
about the
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. Leave it here. Leave
Yep.
it here. Skip.
But I will apologize even to an enemy if I misspeak. If they can show me I misspoke or they show me that I said something wrong, I will. I messed up even with Mike, who is family. Do you know he said, no, it's okay. I apologized on IG. I went on his page. I did it in his comment. And then I went live and did it again because I'm going to definitely do more for my family. But even if I don't like you and we're at war, if I misunderstand or misread something I will apologize. I'm going to. So I had people ask me and question my sanity, and I have to tell them I have to be honest for myself. I apologize for more myself if I misspeak. I never want to put out something that's wrong. So, do I want to like make you wonder? Nope, I don't even want to make you wonder. If I say you said it and you say prove it, bet. It might
Yeah.
take me a day or two because I got a lot. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. I just want that to be mine. Like if I say something, I mean it, and I don't ever want to falsely accuse somebody. And
Right. But not
unless
all the time do we have to give them that satisfaction of,
exactly,
but
I'm
it is
learning.
nice
Yep,
because at the same time, anybody that's new or coming in or, who isn't like caught up or whatnot, again, do your own research first,
yep,
but don't always have to give them the upper hand because that's what they want,
yeah.
but then again, it just makes them look even worse. So,
I will tell you that when some lies came out about Tim, when Tim didn't even wasn't even involved and they just brought his name up, I was ready to go live and blast with the receipts. And do you know, Wacky came to me and she says, Lori, sometimes saying nothing is the best thing. They lie, everybody knows they're lying. They know they're lying. Make them prove it. And then if they try to bring fake shit, then you blast their ass. So I have pulled back. There's only one that I love to prove wrong every single time because it's too easy. Well, no,
Oh, is
there's
that the
two.
one that you actually were on IG with and then just laid it out, or is that just
Well,
one
no,
benefit? No, okay.
that was just for fun.
Well, you did it. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that one was for fun on IG, but it's part of that area. And then there was another one who liked to go and just talk shit on Tim and his military. Don't fuck with what he lived through, and don't minimize what he did. And
Right,
that,
right.
yeah, that one. So other than that, I don't care what you guys say online. I'm not following you. I'm not watching what you do. I only go after Menace if I'm in his chat and I'm listening and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing now? Menace, you shouldn't even be on live right now. Get that fuck off that phone. Get off that internet.
Yeah, less is more. Less is
It
more.
is. And I'm learning. So I've had to, and you know what? You should be learning every day of your life. And even at my old 1 foot in the grave, as I'm told, I don't mind learning something new every day, whether if it's an editing skill or if it's how to do this or back away or not say this or where to go. I don't mind that. I don't mind learning. If somebody has advice, I'm always open to listen. And I think that's why people know that they can trust me. I'm not going to violate somebody's trust. I haven't in over a year that I've been on the internet now. Never violated somebody's trust. Never. So, and I
Hey,
refuse
Purple.
to. So, hi, Purple. Can we say hi now to each other, Purple, now that it's over? I thought she didn't know. And I was like, I go in the chat and say hi to Purple, and she wasn't saying hi to me at all. And I'm like, so I go in the chat. I was like, damn, Menace, there's going to be people who have already picked sides. And man, maybe they didn't know me at all. And they're like, no, Purple knows, Purple knows. I'm like, yes. I'm like, thank God. Because I wasn't sure. I was like, oh. So, all right. Are you ready?
I am.
I
I
know you got
am.
to cook, and
Yep.
I
I'm
got Chinese coming my way.
lucky. Next week or the week after? Or
Oh,
do
we're
you
still
have
good for
anything going
next
on?
week.
Okay.
If you're up to it, and yeah,
Yep.
we will let everybody know we'll know by Wednesday if we're doing Thursday, or
Oh, yeah.
no, we'll know
Tuesday.
Tuesday. If no, Wednesday if we're doing Thursdays, because today's Thursday, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
got
but I
me
mean, like,
confused.
well, we should probably determine it Tuesday. That way it gives
Yeah,
everybody a heads up, and then because there's so much going on around both communities. So,
that's true. But you know what?
yeah.
I like that we can actually, we're cutting back for the holidays right now on the late night crew, Victoria. We're still going to do random ones when, we want, but right now there's no structure. We're going to be, uh, probably once every 2 weeks so that we've all fallen behind on our own channels because we've been live. We'll do our shows and then we're on this show and then we're on this, people showing support. So we're going to be pulling back a little bit so that Loki could do more on his content. I could do some on mine. Mike can do his HBR, but yet we're still a team and we're still family and we're still going to be doing late night and our challenges, but not as much as we were.
Right. Well,
So,
that's like I took almost a week break, so with it being yesterday being my first time back, I'm just like, wow. Like
yeah. I
it's
took a week
it's
off being
yeah.
sick. I was on there showing
Oh yeah,
support
it's
in the
partially,
chat,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I never did any panels. And I would be in for a few minutes. Stack sent me the link a couple times, and I was like, I appreciate that. I'd love to be up there with all of you guys, but I just I didn't have the energy. Being sick with a sinus infection, I couldn't give my best show, and I'm not going to go up on a panel. That would be amazing, Steve. I think if we get people from all different content creators, and just do one big show and roasting and just a free for all and let everybody just have fun, and whatever pops into somebody's head, we have to run with that
I
topic.
am totally open for that.
Me too. I think that would be amazing. So
Yeah.
mix all the communities up.
We need to do a game night.
Well, we
A
did
ladies
those,
game
but
night. A
oh yeah,
ladies game night.
okay.
Yeah. A
I
truth
have
or
a
dare kind of
perfect.
game.
Ooh, okay. Daring would be
What
kind
was
of
yours?
hard.
No,
Well, I had a game night that I was going to do, but I think it might work too on any panel. But a truth or dare for women. But we're going to have to set up what the dares would be so that everybody can do something that's in their area on the computer, so that they didn't have to. You know what I mean? Whether it's like, okay, if you take
We
this dare,
we
you
can
got to,
discuss
yep,
yeah,
yeah,
we'll
I've
discuss
got
that
some.
off.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
you've got
yeah,
some
yeah.
ideas too. So this could be fun. A truth and dare ladies version.
The
Woohoo!
ladies, yeah.
This
I
could be a
mean,
fun.
in all fairness, we can let Tim up and give, or two males, that way they can give you the option or whatever. Or actually, I still think we should stick with the females. Never mind.
Yep.
Let the men do their thing.
No,
Ladies
no
game night,
naked
yeah.
twister. I don't think so. So I'm proud of
Just
this body that I work for, but only one gets to see it.
oh my god, you guys. You
Now
guys go too far.
Stacks has got long hair, so he could
Hey, Stephanie.
if he stands
Hey, Robin.
backwards with his hair down and Loki with his hair down, they could play
And put them in
female
kilts?
naked.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That
yeah.
could be a kind of a version of a naked twister. Bend over in your little skirts and your kilts, skirts. But yeah.
Not
You
a
know what,
dress.
Steve? I think that's a good idea. We can have different people from different communities, and because most people could have 10 people up on a panel, I think one or two people from each community get up there, and I think it'd be pretty cool.
I'm always game. Anytime.
Yep. So, and
Yeah,
definitely
where's
good
that kiss
giveaways.
at? Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're all about the giveaways. Everybody knows that. That's, even the raffles, we took it down because of the holidays. And that's why me and Tim did the special holiday one, 100% without having to buy a bumper sticker and any cost. But the raffles, we already had agreed. I'm sorry.
That's contagious. Now everybody's gonna
I
yawn.
know. But we figured with the holidays and money being tight and everything, we wanted to give it a break for the raffles to the new year after the holidays and everything. So, oh, and Vinny's got those
Okay.
curly locks too. We could put a skirt on him and turn him backwards.
A retro.
But you have to go commando, all of you guys in skirts, and when you're doing the numbers, you have to bend over and use only your hands.
I don't know if I want to see all that. No, thank you.
Well, they want to make us do it, so it's only fair that they have to do it.
At least I got hair. You
Vinny's
guys
like,
stop.
hell no. Well, I'm glad we did that raffle too, because, I will, MOL. I sure will.
You
I
guys
promise.
always whatever you guys get, you guys give, and that's what I like about your guys' community because it's always paying it forward in one way or another, even if it's advice. I'm just saying, like, you
Oh, I
guys
appreciate
I love
that.
your guys' community.
I just hope people realize. It first came on, people thought me and Tim thought we were the moral police, the YouTube gods, or king and queen of. No, we don't. Somehow people come to us and we don't, and I appreciate people's trust that wanting my opinions and respecting their respect and everything. So I always try to give that back and to the people who show it and to forward it what I get. If I get hate, like I say, I'm going to give you all what you give me back. But if you show me respect or you show me kindness, I'm going to do it back to you. And if you're good to me, I don't care what other people's opinion is of you. You're going to get the same energy from me. I don't go with what the crowd. If they don't like you, doesn't mean I'm going to turn on you. If you didn't do nothing to me or Tim, I got to keep that energy up. You know what I mean? Your ish isn't my ish, is how I look at it. You know? And, and everybody knows I didn't agree with what Seth did, and I had to tell him my truth. I didn't find it funny. There was too many things that could have went wrong for both of them. And between jail, life, yeah, that's just an opinion, though. That's just mine.
Everybody's got different,
That's
yeah.
right. And he appreciated hearing mine, but
Mhm.
I can't be in there when he, proud. I just can't do that. So,
Do you see Steve's comment for you?
no, what did he say? I'm sorry.
Let's make a collab sticker design, and it'll be a freebie to all the viewers.
All right, Steve. You know what? We could do that. We'll get together and we'll do that. Hey, Luna. Hey, Ashley. Oh, I heard that MTP is the one who got trolled now. But that's not what the community page from
That's funny.
earlier this morning. He was like, "Oh, I thought you saw the light, but instead you're just a troll." So he did get trolled, but now they're flipping it. We already warned it. They always
That's
talk on
funny.
me and Tim. I don't care. Their opinions don't
Oh
matter.
yeah, we're all hit. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I hit him with the cupcakes.
Yep. Their opinion,
Yeah.
they're so below me on this level on integrity and emotional and
Confidence.
fine. Let's be real. We outdo books on every level, on all of them. I mean, let's just be real. None of them have jobs, and that's why they hate us because we've always worked for what we get. We don't sit there and play mental illness and get a disability. Ain't gonna happen. So I don't give a shit what they
We
say.
took our education and did something with it.
That's right. So I took care of myself without a man's help, and Tim took care of himself, and we put it together and we built something. And you know what? They're not respected, they're not liked, they're not wanted. So we already won. That's the biggest
Yep.
win right there. So everybody else gets along and everybody else is combined. So
And for them to be over there doing what they do, and this goes for MoCon and the Gene team and anybody who's around them that does the same thing, they're just seeking attention, guys. And if you're gonna feed it to them, well, then expect it to come back. You know,
what is it?
um,
What they say? I want to just be able to go live and not have people talking about me. We're not talking
that's
about
all they
them.
do. That's
But
all they
now
do.
they are live, actually got our names in their mouth. I don't talk
Yeah,
about that person
no,
over there that Ruski just said. I don't talk about books, and I don't talk about Mokan hardly at all. I go weeks or months. None of my videos have him, but yet my videos are on his feed. Seems to me, who is the stalker? Who is the one looking for the not me. I could care less. Yeah, and he's talked crap,
right.
and he won a. He actually won. Now he says he don't want it, but too bad. It's being sent to him because we honor. When we say you win, you win. You get your money. If you don't
And if
want
he
it, you do
doesn't
something.
accept it, then that's on him.
That's right. He can send it
But
right back.
you're not gonna be able to run with the narrative like you've been though, and just
Yep.
know that. Just
Because
saying.
when I send it, I get a little notification that says sent, and we will already have that. So and he'll talk about it. He can't help himself. I didn't want this fucking money. Take it back. Well, we can't. You'd have to give it back. And that would be yours. And if you don't want it, send it back and we can regift it or give it away. I don't care.
But you
But
won't be able to spin the narrative, period.
that's right. So it'll be sent because it all across his live. He begs for cash apps all night long. So
I don't know if that's him doing it. I think it's more or less the other person,
but
that's
he used to. He wouldn't. He was like, "I'll take
but
my
yeah,
mask
well,
off.
they
Here's
all
my
do it. I
cash
mean,
app."
they all yeah, they
Mhm.
all do it. Yeah.
I've been accused of being part of Seth going to the squares, but what's funny is I don't approve of it. And the first person who ever went real life was Bird. She sent somebody to Iceman's to
Yep,
take
and
pictures.
I've played that on my lives. It's been on JM's. Actually, that's where it
Yep.
is, the original
Everything,
video.
isn't it funny? Everything revolves on her channel. The fake paperwork, the
Oh, yeah,
sending into
you won't
real
find it
life,
because she's already took it all down.
trying to get people's jobs. Yeah, she's responsible for a lot, but that channel was taken, but yet video keeps
So be
popping up
careful to
from
all
that.
those other communities that are letting her around because it's gonna happen to y'all just as
And
well.
it could say, look at the views that, ain't getting. The only reason you got to five
Uh-huh.
is when you steal somebody else's content. She didn't even change it. She took a snippet from their live and posted it on her page and took those views from him.
Just imagine how much money that is a waste every time because you have to pay for that monthly. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
that's just imagine what you could do with that money supporting
mm,
somebody, you know?
yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, but we all need to just make a conscience that because they don't exist, we don't talk about them.
Yep.
So that is true. Dirt, how you doing, Dirt? Hey, Golden,
Oh,
Victoria,
well,
T. Dam got to come back in the house. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining me and Brookie tonight because we
yes.
can get on a
Appreciate y'all.
tangent and we don't want to make this show about a tangent like that. So forgive us. We
Yeah.
did get sidetracked again because of the chat. Please don't bring stuff in here that we're going to be tempted to respond to, because we're trying to find a place that's not about drama. It's just about fun and women coming
I mean,
together.
I know it's everywhere, and we're gonna have that no matter what. I guess it's more or less is how we respond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll
And
be
it
the
is
bigger people.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for us to see something and respond to it, and that's just what that's the hardest
Well,
part.
I mean,
It's like
it's
being
facts
addict.
because we deal with it. I mean, it actually involves us to a degree. It's just we don't involve them, and that's the whole. Yeah.
Yep. So, and let's be honest, nobody has ever seen me flapping any kind of double-ended toys around. It's never happened. We had one sex therapist who brought pictures and discussed it, and we made it fun and educational, and only one. And since then, supposedly pictures are real life. So, if that's your narrative and it's every night, I challenge you to go find one, just one with it that are real ones in my hands, please. So,
Yeah, I'll
and
pass.
everybody, help yourself to Brookie's cupcakes. We've all seen them.
Oh yeah.
So,
Here, hold on.
enjoying the
There you go.
cupcakes. So, pictures don't lie. There you go. Rosy pink nipple. Well, the nipples lie, because once you have a kid, they go dark. So, the pink nipples are a little much.
Listen to you. Go into detail.
Hey,
Talk
I'm
about you being
honest.
triggered about them, right?
Yeah, I'm sure true. I'm just gonna be honest. Hey, your nipples are a little off. You need to change them to a little darker. You know what I mean? So,
All right, I got you.
yep. Let's see. She'll have them correct the next time, because everybody knows once
Yep.
you have a child, you can tell. So if you ever find a woman with pink like that, then you know she has no kids. If they're a little darker, the darker they get, the more kids they've had. Just remember that.
Well, she just ruined that. But I
It's
don't
just
think I got
facts.
anything to worry about, so we're good.
Yeah.
Uh.
The lights went out on your nipples, they said.
Oh man, like a deer in the headlight.
Yep. They'll blind you. They're so pink, they're going to blind you. So,
At least it has them, you know.
that's true. So, all right, we got to get off here.
All
We'll
right.
be on here longer because we know that you have to get that dinner fixed. So,
One love, everybody. Appreciate you guys, and we will
Yep.
see you next Thursday.
we appreciate
Thanks,
you
Miss
joining
Lori.
us. Thank you. Hey, Sassy, I hope you guys had a good time tonight as we did. So, we will see you next week.
I had a dream and a vision that they didn't understand. Red carpet, golden glow.